Medical billing and coding with Unitech. My name is Miss Brandy Guillory, and I'm going to be your instructor for about the next 9 months as you work your way through this program. And I'm just welcome to Unitech. We are so glad that um, you chose us to be a part of your educational journey. And we're going to start off today with a couple of introductions. I'll tell you a little more about myself in a minute, but I want to introduce you to some important members of staff. You may or may not have spoken with or met some of these folks before. Excuse me. But I'm going to start with Miss Marcia Gallagher. She is our Director of Education for the online campus, and she is somebody that you will hear from regularly throughout your program. So I'll turn it over to her.
Hi, good morning, guys. I think that I spoke with Pamela several times through email. Um, I want to first let you guys know this is not our general process. Some of you got orientation emails, and because we have a system failure right now, we're having to be a little bit flexible and move things around. But you know what? This can be a learning experience because in the medical field, especially when it comes to the computers and hospital systems and things like that, there are constantly things that you have to be flexible about. So please know that normally we would have had that orientation call and it just would have been us, but we're having to forego that because you can't get anywhere because the site is down. So thank you so much for your patience, your flexibility. And we will definitely get back to me and Miss Brandy will get with you when our site is back up and we can get you through the regular orientation process. It will not take long at all. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to do a little slideshow. It's not going to take very long and I just appreciate your attention. So here we go. So welcome to Unitech Online, and this is orientation. This is, this is our orientation slides. I'm only going to do a few of these. So just know that this is really your instructor's time, but she's very, very generous in letting me have some of the time. So we're going to talk about leadership and welcome, mission, vision, and values, your academic program details, career and student support, important academic policies, and student accounts and tech setup, which is on pause for you guys. So the first person that we want you to meet is Noah Brandon, our president of Unitech Training Academy. Unitech Training Academy was founded 28 years ago by my mother, Dina Head, with one room, borrowed lab equipment, and a dream to make education and opportunity accessible to anyone ready to level up in their life. Today, that same mission drives us forward as we transform lives through career-focused training and a supportive community. I'm honored you've chosen Unitech and look forward to watching your journey unfold. So that's Mr. Noah Brandon. So the next wonderful admin that we have is our online campus president, Mr. Mike Ryan. He's actually on our call this morning. So what does Mr. Mike do? He leads the campus with your success as the top priority. He builds a supportive community where students can thrive and provides resources and services to help you reach your goals. Next is me, Miss Marcia Gallagher. I oversee classes, instructors, and curriculum to keep you on track, advocate for your academic progress and success, and ensure high standards of learning and professionalism on your online campus. I do so much more. If you ever need someone to talk to, we are all here. We're just here to support you through your journey. So let's talk about our mission statement. Unitech Training Academy develops people, students, faculty, and staff to meet the evolving needs of the workforce. We are a career solution committed to advancing opportunities, readiness, and results. Our vision to be the leading workforce partner across the communities we serve, transforming lives through people development, empowering careers, and strengthening the talent pipeline for tomorrow's economy. You're the talent pipeline. So what are our values? Workforce readiness, results driven, opportunity for all, community partnership, accountability, adaptability, and my favorite, joy. We create environments where purpose and positivity intersect, celebrating progress, building meaningful connections, and finding fulfillment in our shared journey. So next, we're going to talk about career development coaches. But first, I want to take a moment and have Miss Lauren introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lauren. I am the career development coach here at Unitech Online over the medical billing and coding program. My job is to provide students with the tools and the resources you need, such as interview skills, professional development, resume building, all the fun things to help you succeed in your career journey. I have a broad background in healthcare, and I'm excited to pass my wisdom to you all. In the coming weeks, you're going to receive some paperwork in your email from me that you'll need to fill out in order for me to assist you in your job search after your program. So just good rule of thumb, make sure you check your email regularly, as this is where most of the communication from me will come from. I'm here for you. You can text me, call me, email me. I hope to be a good resource to you all.
Thank you, Miss Lauren. And so she gave you a lot of things that she's going to support you with, but we're still going to go over our slides. The Career Development Coach helps students and graduates prepare for success after Unitech. Because there is an after. You're not going through this to get done with your program and say, oh, I'm all done now. Come on, job. Come on, wealth. No, we got to prepare. You got to get ready for that. And we're all going to help you do that. They bridge classroom learning with real-world career opportunities through personalized guidance and employer connections, helping every student feel confident and career ready. Your campus career development coach will provide career coaching and job search support, help with resumes, interviews, and professional skills, build relationships with employers, and connect graduates to job opportunities in their field. What can you do to be ready for all job opportunities? It's all about your communication. Inform your career development coach with the changed phone number or email address or a change of employment status. Update your resume when you gain a new skill, earn certificates in courses or professional development, or have a job change. Ms. Lauren just talked to you about she's going to be sending you some documentation for you to sign here in the next little while, I guess maybe the next few days. Please note that if you do not comply and sign this, she cannot send your resume to your future employers. So please make sure you get that done on a timely fashion. All right, so medical billing and coding. Prepare students for entry-level roles in medical billing and coding. Combination of lecture and hands-on lab learning. Courses progress from foundations to advanced coding and billing. Includes job seeking and career preparation skills. Oh my goodness, I have a tongue tie. Medical billing and coding program is 9 months, and you must maintain a 2.0 GPA with a completion rate of 67%. Your certification will be Insurance and Coding Specialist through NCCT. Okay, I want to just take a pause on this and tell you that from the very moment you start class, you're going to begin to learn what you need to know for your certification exam. You're going to have workshops. You're going to have personal assignments that are linked to this. Please engage immediately. This certification is what you're taking your program for, and it's what's going to get you steps ahead of everybody else looking for an insurance and coding position. So please be aware that you're going to jump right into preparation. So we're going to talk about academic policies, and you can also refer to your student catalog, and you will be able to see that as soon as you're able to get into your resources. So we're going to talk about grading, attendance, satisfactory academic progress, and our makeup policy. So grading, courses graded. So you have exams are 40% of your grade, labs are 30% of your grade, and daily assignments are 30% of your grade. Okay, so I'm going to also pause here and say a couple of things about this. You need to be engaged in your course every single day. You're going to have a daily assignment that's not going to take you very long to do. But don't wait until you're one day off in the week to try to get all your assignments done. Go ahead and do some, set aside some protected time in the evenings where you spend time on your assignments. So let's say, for example, all that you do is your labs. You're only going to get 30%. And then all you do is your daily assignments. That's only going to give you 60%. You must do well in your exams too. All of your assignments count. So make sure that you're engaging daily. Your final grades are posted in Moodle within 24 hours of your course end. Attendance. Attendance is tracked daily. So let's say that you don't attend class or you're not in class for a couple of days. We're going to know because we're going to see your assignments aren't done. Miss Brandy will give you more details on that when she comes around. But know that we do know if you're not in class. If you miss 14 straight days, you will be withdrawn, the only way that you can come back is if you have like an appeal approved. Okay, so you may say, well, how am I going to know if I'm 14 days? Believe me, you're going to know if you're 2 or 3 days out because we're going to call you. We're going to find out what's wrong. Please answer our communication because if you're sick, if your baby's sick, if there's something going on, please let us know so we can better support you. We don't want to know all your business. We just want to be able to support you where you are and come up with a plan to get you back on track. Okay, so let's talk about excused and unexcused absences. This is very, very important. So missed work is entered as a 0 until you make it up. All excuses must be submitted to the instructor upon your returning to class. Excused absences, 2 days to make up for your full credit. After 2 days, 5 points per day, up to 25 points, 5 days. After 7 days, the grade remains a 0. Unexcused absences, you have no grace period. You receive minus 5 points every day, and then after 5 days, your grade remains a 0. So it's of utmost importance that you guys communicate with us. So let's talk about satisfactory academic progress. You must maintain a 2.0 and complete at least 60% of your hours. Falling short may mean probation, loss of aid, or dismissal. So say that you've had a hard time in a module and you just didn't quite meet the expectations. Are you going to know you're on probation? You absolutely are, because again, you're going to get a phone call from me that says, hello, you had a hard time last module. Let's talk about what we can do to get you back on track. It's not like, oh, you're on probation, forget you. No. We want you not to be on probation. We want you to give it your all, but please know that we're here to support and help you get back on track if you misstep. So let's talk about our grading scale. 93 to 100 is a 4.0, which is an A, and 85 to 92 is a 3.0, which is a B. 77 to an 84 is a 2.0, which is a C. And a 70 to a 76 is a 1.0, which is a D, and 69 and below is an F. Okay, and this is our academic calendar. If you guys don't get into your catalog, your instructor is going to let you know. We make pretty flyers for every holiday. So our next holiday is going to be July the 3rd. We'll be off for the 4th of July, Independence Day. But you'll get a reminder. Miss Brandy will send something out. Usually it's in Teams and it's on your Moodle, so you'll know what you have coming up. And if you have any IT issues, you would send email to support@unitechta.edu. But please reach out to Miss Brandy and or me, and so that we can see if we can troubleshoot with you first. And if you need further help, we'll direct you to go to support. So that is my little slideshow. Does anybody have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
My question is, in the first email that we got, it had like a chat. Um, when I tried to join it, it wouldn't let me join the chat.
That may be because our system being down, I am not sure if your account has been fully set up through Microsoft yet for you to be able to join everything yet. I'm not sure. So that may be what the holdup is. There may be a holdup on setting up some of the accounts, joining some of the chats through the school accounts. But we are working to get all that sorted out. But great question.
Okay,
And
yeah, because I have a different email than even the one that uh, they sent the information to. That's on my Microsoft.
Mr. Mike, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I think, if you haven't yet received your Unitech email account, you may have trouble joining the Teams chat. But I don't know, Brandy, maybe we can add them through their personal email just so they can be a part of the Teams chat for now. I'm
We
not sure.
can. They can join through an external account and then connect their Unitech at a later date.
That might
We
be good for
definitely can.
today, yeah, just so that we can keep them in the
Yeah.
chat for now. So yeah, we'll make sure we can get you connected.
Yeah, I'll get your personal emails added to that chat after this meeting today. Great idea. Thank you for the reminder, Mr. Mike. I
Okay,
think
well,
somebody else had a question.
Janaya, did you have a question?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Pamela, you good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I'm going to turn you guys over to Miss Brandy. I really do want to say thank you so much for your grace and your flexibility because we're having to do this workaround. Please know that you're important to us. You're not just a number. We're here to help support you and see you succeed. And even though we have a hiccup in our giddy up right now, we will be in touch with you and please reach out to us if you have any questions. So enjoy your time with your instructor, Miss Brandy. They're all yours. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Miss Marcia. All right. Okay, so guys, I'm going to start off by kind of expanding on my introduction of myself and kind of I feel like you guys like to know what qualifies me to teach you this program. So, a little bit about me. My name is Miss Brandy Guillory, and I am married. I have one child. She's 8, and my entire world just about revolves around her. Um, and I've been teaching this program in December, it'll be 5 years. I'll have my 5-year anniversary then. And I've seen several hundred students walk across that stage and move on and level up in life and go to achieve really great things for themselves and their families. You guys come here with a goal in mind, and it is my job and my goal is your success and to help you reach that goal. Okay. So I've been teaching this program for about 5 years, and I did medical billing and coding in medical offices and for outsourced billing companies for about a decade before that. Um, so I've been around a while, and I've done billing and coding for a lot of different specialties: cardiology, oncology, orthopedics. I've done groups for hospitalists. I've even done ambulance billing at one point in time, which is a whole nother animal. It is a completely its own thing, but it is fun to do, and I've done that. I've also dipped my toes into credentialing, and I've also gone so far as to completely manage an entire medical practice. I was the office manager for a neuropsychologist in the Shreveport area for a few years until COVID hit. And then I managed her office virtually from home for about a year when COVID hit. Um, and here we are today, basically. Um, so let's see, what brought me to Unitech? I could no longer work in a physical office anymore. I had an injury to my back and I had to work from home. And Miss Marcia and I worked together at my first billing job. She actually taught me medical billing and coding 15 years ago. I taught her how to turn her computer on and off. That's how our relationship started. That's how long we've known each other and worked together. I taught her a little bit about technology, and she taught me about the medical industry and billing and coding. And so we've worked together for a very long time. So when I say that you guys have a team of people, dedicated to your success that are going to work together and do all they can to help you get through this program successfully, we mean it. Okay. So she got me on at Unitech, and the rest, as they say, is history. Again, I've been here for almost 5 years, but I've got a wealth of knowledge. And one of my favorite things, because we teach you a lot in the curriculum, okay? You guys are going to do, um, you're going to do hands-on lab work that's going to simulate the software that you're going to be working on in the medical office. We're going to teach you how to code using coding manuals and things like that, which honestly, coding manuals aren't used a lot in the office anymore, because everything is going digital, right? So we're also going to introduce you to digital manuals and how to work with those. All right. So you're going to get a great foundation, and then we're going to build on that. We're going to build that medical knowledge on that. So whether you have never worked in a medical office before and have no medical history whatsoever, or you're in the medical office now, have some degrees and certifications behind you, and are looking to expand your knowledge, you're in a great place to do that. You're in a really great place. So again, welcome. All right. Any questions for me in particular before we
ma'am.
jump into assignments and whatnot?
No, ma'am.
No,
Awesome.
ma'am.
I
Okay,
have
great.
one.
Well, if y'all ever, what you got?
Do like are most medical billing and coding jobs like do they require like in person or is it like a remote field?
It depends on the office. Most of it isn't done in office, but you can get remote jobs doing it as well. But I will say this, if you don't have any experience working in the medical office, if you're not, there's a certain flow. There's a certain cycle to how the office flows, how the paperwork, the documentation, the patients, how it all flows through the office. And if you're not familiar with that flow, it's really hard to do it from home if you don't know the process. You know what I mean? Um, so I suggest if you haven't worked in a medical office before you try to get a work from home job, if that is your end goal, then great. It's a lot of folks. That's what a lot of folks want to do now. Um, you can achieve that, but I do suggest starting off in a medical office for at least a year to learn that flow, to get the feel of it, because we'll talk about it multiple times as we go through the program. There's a certain way that, like with billing, we deal with money. We deal with keeping the money flowing through the office. And in order to do that, the documentation has to flow right, the claims have to flow right, and you have to understand the entire process sometimes to do the job efficiently, basically. But yes, there are remote jobs, there are in-office jobs. Each office is different. Like there are some doctors who prefer to have their billers right there in the next room where they can talk to them. And there are some doctors or hospitals that are fine with hiring a big company who has a staff of billers to just handle their accounts for them. I've done both. I've worked for both. And I've done it from home and I've done it in office. So yeah, the opportunity is definitely out there. And y'all, there's a lot of jobs out there. The field is growing. And something else I do also like to make clear to my classes coming in nowadays, a lot of people are worried about AI taking over our positions. That's not something you need to worry about in this field because AI for us is a tool, but it cannot replace us. Okay. AI processes information, it does not think. Okay, it is not a brain. It can't make a judgment call. You can train it to process information a certain way, give it some A or B, but it can't make a judgment call for a patient of which way to do something. So it's not going to replace us. There are some things when it comes to coding that we have to look at what the doctor did, look at the patient's situation, look at their insurance plan, and code accordingly and make the best determination. AI is not going to be able to replace us doing that. Sometimes it comes down to the human factor. Okay. So you're getting into a great field that is ever expanding. Yes, AI is going to probably play a bigger part in our job roles, but as a tool, it is not going to replace us. And we will use AI. I will explain to you guys how we do integrate some AI already into it. Okay. You'll learn that in the program as well. All right. So now we are going to get into what I like to call the meat and potatoes. And normally when the process works like it's supposed to, you guys would already be set up in the system. You would already have access to what a Moodle, our Unitech site, our learning site. All of that would already be done and y'all would have access, but you do not at this point. So what I'm going to show you is something that you will be setting up access for as we get things on track. And as soon as we get y'all set up, I want you to jump in. And if we need to meet again one-on-one to get through these processes and get you situated, we can do that, or however we need to do it, we'll work through it. But I want to show you where your assignments are located, what the important things to pay attention to are, and kind of how your class is laid out, because that's going to be the thing that you work with day to day in this program. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and log out so you guys can kind of see what it looks like when you go to log into Moodle for the first time. It is going to automatically pop up this login screen. Okay, it's going to ask you for some basic information, which is going to be found in your Microsoft email at that Unitech email address. It'll be the first email that y'all get there. It says from HQ admin, and it's got your login credentials for Moodle in there with a temporary password. Here is a pro tip. Copy and paste those credentials. Don't try to write them down and type them out or anything like that. Copy and paste. I don't know why it works better, but it just seems to. We seem to get more errors when we try to type it out ourselves for whatever reason. And use that same pro tip when you go to do your Microsoft credentials as well. Okay, so you're going to copy and paste and you're going to log in. It's gonna ask you to change the password to a permanent one for you. Make sure that it's one you can remember, and go ahead and let your browser save that information for you, and that way you don't have to try to remember it and then get locked out of your system and it puts you behind. Okay, so I do recommend letting your browser save your passwords and bookmark these sites, okay, with your browser. I keep all of my important ones right up here at the top so I can always just get into them really quickly. So when you log in, when you first log in, it's going to take you to, up here you see dashboard in my courses. It's going to take you to the dashboard first, but it's going to be blank. Okay. And I will say this also, mine is going to look slightly different from yours because I'm an instructor and you're a student. It's going to look a little bit different, but it's going to be the same basic layout. Okay. All right. So this is going to be blank because you don't have any modules or classes yet. What you're going to do is you're going to pop over into my courses. And you're going to see two options when you sign in. Like I said, mine looks different. You're going to see one is going to be an orientation module. And then you're going to see a second one that's going to be, it's going to be MBC, Healthcare Programs 1. And that's going to be your first medical billing and coding module or class with me. Okay. That's where your first assignments are going to be found. Now, because of our system being down, that module has not been built yet. It's supposed to start today for you guys and all of our other students, but we're having, like we said, system issues, so that module is not built. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pop into our previous module that ended yesterday, just so you guys can see, because here's the deal. Each module contains different material, but they're all set up exactly the same. All the assignments are found the exact same way. And here's another pro tip. If you scroll down a little bit here, you will see a calendar. Please disregard the calendar. It is never correct for some reason. The different assignments, they just don't populate correctly due date wise on that calendar. So please do not use that calendar to get to assignments or count due dates or anything like that. All right. All right. So I'm going to pop into this module just by clicking on the title. And after you choose your module, after you click into it for the first time on the My Courses page, it will show up on the dashboard after that. Okay. All right, so you can see here when you click in, you'll have your name of your module or your class up at the top, and then some basic information. All of my contact information is right here for you guys. But y'all also have it in the emails that I've sent you, but it's always right here as well. Some basic class rules to remember, and then a little bit about this course or this module, a basic description, the dates, which is something important to pay attention to. You see this module 6/1/2026, and it ended on 6/22. So it was only a 15-day module. Some of these classes are really short. There's one that's 4 days. So if you're absent for 3 days, guess what? You miss 75% of that class. So pay attention to your dates, your module days. But I try to do my best to make this as easy for you guys as possible. Okay. Now, below this intro, you're going to find some important announcements. Exactly like Miss Marsha was saying, we do pretty flyers for all of the holidays. We were off on Friday in observance of Juneteenth, so your announcement was there right on your homepage. And then right below that, I love the way Moodle sets it up for you guys because it's almost like an app. You just click on what you want to get to where you need to go. And you'll see I have it laid out very simply for you guys. Your daily assignments are here. Remember, 30% of your grade. Your labs are here, 30% of your grade. Your exams are here, 40% of your grade. Those are going to be the 3 things that you look at the most, okay? Now, your next ones are just as important, but you're going to look at them a little bit less. Meetings is your 4th tab, and then NCCT prep is that 5th one. All right, so your meetings tab is going to be your links to join our class meetings. Every Tuesday, I have an NCCT prep class at 2 o'clock. What we do is we go into an interactive session on the NCCT website, and we review content questions, actual questions from the certification exam, and we go over them, we go over the answers, and then we talk about why the answer was what it was, if whoever is in that session needs that explanation. Okay, so it's just a detailed question review for NCCT. And then on Thursdays at 2 o'clock, we have our live lab, and it's every week, Thursdays at 2 o'clock. Okay, weekly live lab. And that is where I give you guys what I like to call the IRL. Okay, in your assignments and in the curriculum, you're going to read these chapters, you're going to do this work, right? But then you're going to come to me and I'm going to explain how what you're learning relates to the job that you're going to do every single day in that office. What that looks like for you as a person when you could walk into that office and sit down, what that expectation is. I am going to bridge that gap between the book learning and what's expected of you when you walk in on day 1. So you can be confident in your knowledge. You can be confident knowing what's expected of you and not be nervous about, oh, I'm not sure what they want from me. No, I'm going to tell you exactly what they want from you and what you can expect. Okay. So that's what the weekly live lab is. And guys, it makes me so happy to say that my students that come to live lab, I get the best feedback from them when they go to work because they're like, Miss Brandy, it's just like what you said. It's just like what you were saying when you told us about this, and that. I see that every day. That's exactly what I do when I go and sit down at my desk. That makes me so happy because that lets me know that I did my job. I prepared you the best I could. Okay. So that's where my joy comes in. So if you can fit it into your schedule to join us for the weekly live lab at 2 o'clock, please do. All right. I have the links up here in CCT prep and then weekly live lab. If you cannot make it to the live lab we get it. There's a reason y'all joined an online class because you have work, you have family, you have other obligations. So we do understand that if you cannot make it, so I do record them and I post them here on your meetings tab. Okay. Please join us if you're able. If you're not, please come and watch the recording. You will miss out on a lot of things. You'll miss out on some really valuable information. Sometimes we even work through some of the exercises from your labs. If y'all are having issues with anyone in particular, we'll work through it at that time together. So very important there. And then your NCCT prep tab. The first thing we have in here is the website because go sign up on their website. It's free. And they have the latest and greatest materials. Like we have materials for y'all and we're going to be training you throughout this program. And we have, I'm going to highly suggest y'all do this. We have an instructor named Miss Kara Silvers. She is amazing. Okay. She does an NCCT prep boot camp 2 hour class. It's from 6 in the evening till 8 in the evening. She takes 2 hours out of her night once a month to do a boot camp class with you guys to go over NCCT prep material. And let me tell you, the reason this is so beneficial to our students is because Miss Kara not only works for Unitech, she also works for the company that writes the NCCT certification exam. You have one of the people who's writing this exam telling you what you need to know to pass this exam. So super, super beneficial and valuable thing to have, a resource to have at your disposal. Okay. I highly recommend that y'all take part in that boot camp. And I do, when we have one, I post the recordings on the NCCT prep tab here, usually up at the top every time there's a fresh one. And I will post the join links for those boot camps, the invites in your team's group chat. I put all of those recordings and links and all of that stuff there as well. Okay, so that's also a very important reason to join the team's chat when we can. And again, I will add your personals to that this afternoon, so y'all have instant access today. All right, so let's talk real quick about daily assignments and labs, because this is the stuff you're going to be doing every day, right? All right, so I make this really easy, guys. Really, really easy. I title your assignments with what day of the module they are. Day 1 of 15, day 2 of 15, day 3 of 15, all the way to 15 of 15. So you never have to question where you are in the module. You are always aware every single day of where you are. And then the due date for the assignment is right underneath, nice and bold. You can't miss it. Due Monday, 6/1. Again, this was our previous module that ended yesterday. Okay, that's why these dates are behind. Once we get our new module built, the dates will be for the current time. But again, this is an older module just so you can see how things are kind of laid out. Some days you will have a little extra video that goes along with your daily assignment. So I want to explain about the daily assignments and how that ties into your attendance and what Miss Marsha was saying about how we're going to know if you were in class the day before. So this assignment was due Monday, 6/1/26, right? So on Tuesday morning, when I got to work at 8 a.m., the first thing that I did was I went and looked at this assignment. from Monday, and I see who from the previous day did the assignment. And if you did this assignment, you got marked present. If you did not do the assignment, you're absent. Okay? It is really that simple. It is that simple. The daily assignment is one question. So this is where we try to fit in that flexibility for you guys, because we know that some days your kids are sick, some days you're sick, some days you may have to work a double shift, So I make the daily assignment. It is one question. You can do it in 5 minutes if you have to, and keep your attendance rate good. Okay. Now, all you have to do, everything in Moodle is really simple. You just click where you need to go. You click on the title, click submit, and just type things in. All right. See, due date 6/1. Please watch the short video, and then you're going to preview and have your question. Which of the following is not a role of the front office assistant? They are all multiple choice. You pick your answer. You click finish attempt. Let's see, front office assistant. Let's see, taking vital signs, greeting patients, entering insurance information, collecting co-payments. What do you guys think?
Taking vital
The
signs.
vital.
Y'all are exactly right. We do not touch patients. We do not touch patients. All right. So it's going to ask you if you're sure. Submit all to finish. Submit all to finish. It's going to ask you if you're sure twice. You can go back and change it if you're not. And of course, you guys were absolutely correct. So you got a 10 out of 10, 100 score on that. Taking vital signs. We do not touch patients. We touch paperwork. We touch money. We do not touch patients. So good job. And then all you have to do once you're done with that question is just click back. You'll see MBC 162.715 up here. This will take you back to your home page. And then you can move on to that day's lab. And they're all listed out here for you. I do my best to open assignments by like the week before, like by this Friday, next week's assignments will be open for you. You get what I'm saying? I try to open them the Friday before. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. They will always be open for you by midnight Sunday night. By Monday morning, unless we have a system down like we do now, they will be open for you. But most of the time, I do try to get them open a little bit ahead of time on that Friday to give you guys a little bit extra flexibility with working on the labs, because sometimes they can be time consuming. There'll be a reading section and then some activities you have to work through. So some days they are longer than the labs will take longer than others, but I do lay them out very simply. All right. Again, the titles are what day of the module they're on, and the due date is built right in. So there's never any question about when something is due. All right. And you just work through these 3 little sections. You're going to see one pink section that tells you the title and the due date. If you click in there, it'll tell you to complete these 2 things. Okay. This one is chapter 4, read it. And once everything is set up and you guys are in here, you're going to click on this. All you have to do is click on it, and it's going to take you directly to your chapter once everything is set up and working correctly. It'll open you another window. You're going to accept cookies. Pro tip, when working in Unitech systems, pop-up blockers are off because a lot of our stuff, you need your pop-ups to be able to come through. Okay. But look, I clicked, it took me straight to chapter 4, revenue management. And then you just go through and read. You can click back. You can either close that out. I do suggest once you're done with it, go ahead and closing it out and then going back to Moodle. You can click back into your labs or go back to the home page and then go to the next item in the list. You click there, it's going to open that one for you. And it's just that simple, guys. You're just working your way through reading, then activities, then readings, then activities, until you're done with that day's assignments. All right, see activity overview. You get 2 attempts on this activity. So, hey, if you don't do so good on the first one, you get a second go. You'll click start and you'll work your way through the activity. Okay. Now, the website that it's taking you to for your textbooks and your activities and things like that is called, you can see up here, Cengage MindTap. All right, this is an external website that you guys will create an account for once we get y'all into the module. The first time you go to click into a lab activity, it's going to prompt you to create this Cengage MindTap account. That is the only account that Unitech does not set up for you. This is one where you will put in your email address, you will put in the account details and set your password and all of that. You only have to do it one time. And then every time in every module you click, it's going to automatically open up for you, okay? But you will have to do that first time. But here's what I don't want you to do. And this is very important, and a lot of students get lost in the sauce because they do this. Once you're in these activities or you're done with it, you see this over here that says back to learning path. You can click there. You can kind of jump around in Cengage. And I'll kind of show you what that looks like, even though I don't want you to do it at first, because later on, once you get used to the system and used to everything, there's a lot of resources in Cengage there for you. But in the beginning, you need to follow along in Moodle. You need to work through your graded items first, and those are all listed in the Unitech site. Do not jump around in Cengage, okay? Do not start going through a list of assignments in Cengage that may not be listed in Moodle, okay? We don't want to do that. What I want you to do is close out your activities and go back to Moodle and go to the next thing on the list. All right, now, the next one is exams. Now, you'll see that you only have a few exams for each class. So, the days that you have an exam, you usually will not have a lab assignment. It'll just be the daily assignment for that day and the exam. All right. And again, guys, these 3 items are 40% of your total grade for this whole class. So it is vital that you complete your exams, okay? Vital. All right. But that's it, y'all. That is it. Every day you're going to have a daily assignment. Every day you're going to have a lab assignment. And on occasion, you will not have a lab. You will have an exam instead. And on Thursdays, you will have meetings with me at 2 o'clock if you're able to make it. Any questions? I know that was a lot. And it is
No,
normal
ma'am.
to have questions. Not at
No,
this point?
ma'am.
Okay.
I
I'm
have
gonna go ahead and, what you got?
these websites, they're gonna be sent to us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You will get links and logins. The first one you're gonna get is gonna be for your Microsoft. It's gonna be for office.com. And it's going to be your Unitech credentials. And again, copy and paste those logins and temporary passwords. Don't try to type them in. Copy and paste those. But we set that one up for you. So you just go in and change the password, and that's going to access your Unitech email. And again, that link for Moodle will be your first email in that inbox. Do y'all want me to hop into Office and show you where to locate that inbox? I can do that right quick.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's do that. Let me share my screen again. All right, so all I'm going to do, and you guys will get the link in the email, but I know it off the top of my head, so I'm just going to go there. But the link will be provided in the email. I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Usually it just automatically signs me in, but I guess I hadn't logged in a little bit. All right, so when it opens up and you get logged in, it's going to look kind of like this. the AI Copilot thing is going to be big and in the middle of the screen. Don't worry about that for right now, okay? Go ahead and look to your left-hand menu over here on the side, and you'll see I have a whole bunch of chats and different things that I work with. But what I want you guys to do is scroll down, and let's see, I might have to do it here till you see apps. Somewhere over here, they should say apps. Teach library chat. I think it brought me right into 365, and that's not where I want it to go. There's the chats. What about my apps? It did take me straight to 365. That's not where I wanted to go. Okay. Maybe they updated it, but here we go. All right, so if it takes you here, there's these little dots in the corner of this left-hand menu, app launcher. It looks like they moved it. It used to say apps over here on the side, and you could click there and it would open a page. But when you click apps, it'll have Outlook, Teams, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and some other ones. Outlook is where your Unitech email inbox is going to be. So you're going to click on Outlook and it's going to access that inbox for you. Okay. Once you're logged in. I'm not going to jump into mine because mine is full of Unitech stuff. Admin stuff that I can't let you guys see, but that is where you will find it. 3 little dots up in the corner, app launcher, and you'll go to Microsoft Outlook. That's your email. And here's something great to know, and I think usually they cover this in orientation too, but the reason we do this for you guys, the reason we set you up with Microsoft Office accounts is because 99.9% of medical offices use Microsoft. They use Microsoft software. I have never used anything but Microsoft Outlook for work email. In 15 years, I've never used anything but Microsoft Outlook. If that goes to prove anything as to how much they use this. And the idea is for you guys to get comfortable with it while you're in school. And that way, once you go sit down at that desk, you know what an Outlook inbox looks like. You're not getting a boss from your email and not knowing what you're looking at. You're going to be familiar with the inbox. You're going to know how to save that email if you need to. You're going to know how to work things, okay? And the same thing with Teams. The reason we do Teams group chats is because that's how offices communicate between each other now. And in billing and coding, we're communicating with our office managers. We're communicating with providers, doctors. We're communicating with our payment posters down the hallway. And we're doing it all through Teams. So we want you guys familiar with these office softwares that you're going to be using. Microsoft Word, I'm sure most of y'all in high school use that for typing up reports or something like that, right? It's a basic document making software where you can type something up. We use it in medical and billing and coding to type appeal letters. When they deny our claim and we want it approved, we have to type up an appeal letter and send it into the insurance company. And we do that on Microsoft Word. All right. So every now and then you'll have an assignment where you have to type up something in Microsoft Word and upload it to Moodle. Okay. And Microsoft Excel. Now, Microsoft Excel, I'm going to do some specialized training with you guys on Excel. It is not something that our curriculum covers, honestly, but it is something that medical billers and coders use, and it is something that will give you an advantage and make you a more valuable employee. It will help you do your job faster, and it will help you do your job more efficiently if you take advantage of Microsoft Excel and learn a little bit about it. Not even a whole lot, just a little bit about it in this program in what I give. I don't I don't even know if the other instructors make it a thing like I do, but I make it a thing. And my students have always said that they found it really valuable. So I'm going to continue to teach you guys a little bit about Microsoft Excel, and y'all will see we hit on a lot of different things at a lot of different times throughout the programs. We'll talk about things going on with Excel several different times when we hit different topics. Okay. And we'll do the same thing with claims, filing, and forms and documentations. We'll talk about all of them at different times through different topic matters. But this is where you find all of your Microsoft stuff, and your Unitech email in particular is going to be that Outlook inbox right there. All right. There we go. But yeah, that'll be the first thing y'all get is that Microsoft setup. And then that'll lead you into that Outlook inbox where the Moodle setup is going to be. You'll go from there. And then, like I said, the last thing, there's only 3. There's Microsoft, and then there's Moodle, and then there's Cengage for your labs and textbooks and stuff. Okay. And remember, the Cengage one is the one that we don't set up for you. You will set up yourself. But again, guys, it is so perfectly normal for y'all to not have any questions now. And then once we start getting into setup, you will come up with questions. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me. That is going to be vital. Do not sit there and worry yourself and get overwhelmed and doubt and question and do that. Just shoot me a message. Miss Brandy, this is where I'm stuck. Even if you need to, I include my cell phone number in my emails in case I'm out sick or not online or something like that. I do include my cell phone number if it's an emergency. You can take a picture with your phone and text it to me and say, hey, I'm stuck here. And I can walk you through something really quick. Okay. So don't sit there and get overwhelmed and get discouraged or stressed. Okay. I'm here to help you through it. I'm in your corner. I got your back. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. All right. Any questions or concerns before I let y'all out of here today? This was a long one. I know.
No
I know.
doubt.
We're good. All right, guys.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
thank y'all so much for taking the time, staying with me, staying attentive. I really appreciate it. And again, I have recorded this in a little while. I am going to, it does take a little time for the video to like process and upload to YouTube and all that. So it'll be this afternoon, but I'll send you a link to this recording. And I will get you guys set up by your personal emails in our group chat in just a little while also. I might break for lunch because I'm hungry, but we'll get to it this afternoon. Well, you guys have a great day if y'all don't have anything else for me. And again, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And welcome to Unitech.
Thank you, Miss Brandy. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, have a good one.